Hello. So this problem is a physics both SL and HL paper 2 practice. It's a real exam question and it is about power production. So question A reads, the Drax coal-fired power plant has a power output of 4 gigawatts. The efficiency of the plant is 40%. The energy density of the coal used is 24 megajoules per kilogram. Estimate the minimum mass of coal that is burnt each year. And they've given us that 1 year is equal to 3.2 times 10 to the 7 seconds. So in this question, they want us to find the mass of coal that is burnt each year. First step will be writing down all of the information they have given us into SI units. So they have given us what power out is equal to, which is 4.0 gigawatts. What is this equal to in SI units? It's 4 times 10 to the 9 watts. They have given us efficiency, which is 40%. If you convert that into decimals to be used in our calculations later on, it'll be 0.4. And our energy density given, they have given us that is 24 megajoules per kilogram. And this, again, in SI units, is 24 times 10 to the 6 joules per kilogram. And the last information is time t, 3.2 times 10 to the 7 seconds. Now, from here, we have to calculate power in. That's going to be our first step, because power out is equal to power in. So power in this scenario would be watts is equal to joules per second. That is going to be important to memorize. So if we convert watts into joules per second, it's going to be 4 times, well, change it if that's a more appropriate word. 4 times 10 to the 9 joules per second. And this divided by our efficiency, 0.4, because in our data booklet, we know that power is equal to energy over time. Hence, this is our energy, and this is time. Hence, this is power. And 0.4 is our efficiency, which does not have a unit. So we can just divide it. And this, if you put it in your calculator, it'll give you 10 times 10 to the 9 joules per second. Now, we know the power in. Now we have to find the rate of mass. Rate of mass, which we will denote as m. The rate of mass will be, first, we have calculated the power in, so 10 times 10 to the 9 joules per second divided by 24, the density they have given us. 24 times 10 to the 6 joules per kilogram. Why are we dividing our power by the energy density? Well, it is simply because the joules will cancel out. Because we need to know the rate of mass, hence kilogram per second. In this way, we get rid of the joules, and we have, if you put it in your calculator, 417 kilograms per second. So sometimes you just need to know how to cancel your units. That'll be key in the physics exam. And the next step will be, we want to know what is the question asking us? It's the minimum mass of coal that is burned each year. Now we have to use the time that they have given us. So, mass per year. This is going to be 417 kilograms per second. And to get rid of the second, because we want to know the mass, we just multiply it by the seconds given, the time given. This way, we can cancel the seconds out, and we are just going to have the kilogram. So if you do this calculation again in your calculator, you are going to get 1.33 times 10 to the 10 kg. And this is going to be our answer. Great. Now this is 3 marks. So you have to be very time managed. You have to manage your time very wisely. You only have approximately 3 minutes to spare here. The next question is 4 marks. They want part B. It's asked for discuss one advantage and one disadvantage of using nuclear power production compared to using coal-fired power production. We just need to add one advantage and one disadvantage. And honestly, for this part, you just have to have the advantage and disadvantage of different energy production memorized. And they have said this is worth 4 marks, which is quite a lot. So in this type of question, you would just write down what you have memorized. Hence, it's only going to take you, for instance, a minute and then a minute. So you have saved 2 minutes. So you can use the saved 2 minutes in the above question because this is more tricky than this part B question. So to solve this, there are multiple answers, but one answer that I'm going to give you here is that one advantage of nuclear power production compared to using coal-fired power production is that nuclear power stations, they do not produce greenhouse gases. This is one of the biggest advantage of using nuclear power production instead of a coal-fired power production. Of course, as I mentioned, there are other advantages as well, but this is one of the main advantage. You will get full 2 marks from this answer. The next part, disadvantage. What disadvantage are there? Well, one of the biggest disadvantage, again, there are multiple answers. However, one of the bigger answer is that for coal-fired power production, there are no waste. Or if there are waste, you can dispose them. However, for radioactive, when we use nuclear power, the radioactive waste products. Well, no, radioactive waste produced is difficult to dispose. Well, technically, we can say it cannot be disposed. It's almost impossible to dispose radioactive waste. So this means, hence, if you only write this, you can get like a mark. But the important part is, hence, it must be stored. This means too much storage space needed. So this is one advantage and one disadvantage, and you'll get full 4 marks here. Okay, that's it. Thank you.